What is going on, everybody? Welcome to North Shore 9, presented by FanDuel. You're watching The Point. I'm Jim. I'm your host, and we've got four excellent panelists tonight that I'm excited to get rocking and rolling with. So let's do a quick introduction. In the top right corner, from the Bridge to Buctober podcast, Josh Booth. Josh, welcome to The Point.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. In the bottom right corner, from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, taking a break from the Pittsburgh Penguins beat, Jason Mackey. Jason, how you doing tonight?
I'm having beats like children, Rosati. I'm doing great, man. I got two now. They're all growing up. This one's getting exciting, so happy to talk a little Bucko baseball with you.
Love it. And as I said, love it that you're on here. It's gonna be a fun night. And then to my right, to your left, in the top corner, we've got Ty from North Shore 9. Ty, how you doing tonight?
Pleasure to see Josh and Jason.
And then in the bottom, who apparently is not a pleasure to see, Neil, also from North Shore 9. Neil, what's happening? It's been a while.
It has been a while, but good to be back. Yeah. Tyler's a little salty he didn't win the championship in our dynasty.
That should have been a question.
That is true. All right. Well, let's just jump into this. We've got, again, two topics that we're going to cover tonight about the Pittsburgh Pirates. Lots of stuff going on. We have tons of news just in the last 24 to 48 hours. So plenty of topics to talk about. We're going to pick two, and we're going to stick to those two. Everyone's going to have 9 seconds to answer their question, to speak their truth on the topic, and then they're going to get another 60 seconds to kind of follow up on it. I said two topics. At the end of the show, you, the viewers, are going to be able to vote on YouTube who wins. Just whose answers did you like the best? That's going to be the winner. They don't win anything other than just bragging rights, but it's up to you on who wins tonight's show. So make sure that if you're on your TV watching this or anything, that you at least have your phone app open or a laptop somewhere so that you can vote on that when the time comes. But yeah, outside that, let's get started. You guys all ready to roll?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. Let's start off with an icebreaker real quick. For the icebreaker, I'm going to need all four of you to close your eyes and don't open them at all. So keep them closed. All right. Now picture you're at PNC Park. It's April. It's a beautiful day. The password is up to bat. It's his first at bat as a Pittsburgh Pirate at PNC Park. Again, you're at the ballpark enjoying yourself. You look up at the scoreboard. And Tyler, are you looking at the scoreboard?
In between my beers, yes.
All right. Tyler, how do you spell Jhostynxon?
Oh, dear God. It is Jhostynxy.
All right, Neil, you're up. How do you spell Jhostynxon?
It's Jhostynxton. Darn.
How do you spell Jhostynxon?
Jhostynxon.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jason, can you bring us home?
Jhoyn.
No.
Oh, no, there's no Y.
There is a Y.
There's a Y.
Is it in that place?
Yeah, but it's somewhere.
It's after the T, right?
I don't know where the T is either.
I just
everyone,
the Y
yeah.
and the X in the end.
Everyone can open your eyes. It's at the top of your screen.
Yeah, I went Y early.
Yeah. You know what? We've only had 24 hours to learn it. We've got plenty of time. So
I just got the pronunciation down today.
Yeah,
we're
still
still
working on that one.
Did I go too fast? Did I not get it?
No, you got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You were the only one to get it. So yeah,
Scary.
Josh
It's
wins.
scary.
I was like, I thought I had it.
Yeah. No, you got it. You went real
Okay.
fast. You got it. So no, congratulations. I thought one person was going to get it. I wasn't sure who it was going to be. I knew it wasn't going to be Tyler. That's why I started with him. So but I knew someone was going to get it. All right. Good stuff. Let's get into the meat of the topics then. So speaking of Jhostynxon Garcia, Pirates made a big trade yesterday. They dealt Johan Oviedo as a 5-player deal. Oviedo going to the Red Sox, Garcia coming to the Pirates, some other prospects exchanging hands. Here's what I want to know, guys. I want to know, first off, just your kind of quick thoughts on the trade. And also, is Jhostynxon Garcia this team's answer to its left field problem? Let's start with Neil.
All right, sure. Yeah, so as proud leader of the Oviedo fan club, this does sting a little bit just because I love watching Oviedo pitch so much. And when you have baseball analysts saying that his fastball comp is Zach Wheeler, I feel like there's a very decent chance that the Pirates lose this trade overall, just because I think Oviedo is going to be in this league for a long time. However, I do think with the power that Jhostynxon provides, it is something that the Pirates have to do. You need to get pre-R players who can play defense, who can hit, and most importantly for this team, hit for power. And so I think it's a very savvy move. I don't know if it works out. This team doesn't have a great track record with guys that don't, with as much as Garcia does, but I like the idea. And so I'm for it, especially with the pitching surplus.
All right. Josh, how about you?
So I work in cybersecurity to pay the bills. Jhostynxon is a 10-character password with no real words in it. So the longer the password is, the less I care about special characters. It's a decently solid password. However, I wouldn't set your Wi-Fi to it in Pittsburgh. You'll potentially grant access to files on your network once everybody learns how to spell it. The password is strong, but a password alone is never safe. You have to set multi-factor authentication with this lineup. It's a good start, but it can't go. Jim didn't set up MFA. Look at his Twitter account. Totally gone. The power's real. He's also not just a corner outfielder. He can play center field, 83 games last year in center. He's at least an average center fielder, so you have your guy if O'Neal Cruz can't play. But he's also going to be above average in the corners, great arm. I think there's a lot here to like. They've at least got that. He even started learning first base when Casas went down. So he's willing to do whatever. And let's not forget, he came up in the same system with Duran and Abreu, Rafaela. Those last two guys won Gold Gloves already. So you can have confidence in that too. They liked him for that. I think it's a good trade. I think you have to trade a good player to get a good player. And I also think that the Pirates have been clearly seeking left-handed power. So I don't think that they think this is it either. I think that the whole multi-factor thing, they're still going to go after left-handed power. I don't think that this is by any means their answer to what they wanted to do.
All right. Nice answer. Jason, how about you?
It's going to be hard to top that. That was good. The multi-factor authentication.
I had to take a shot at Jim too.
That was good. That was good.
Well,
That's where the real brownie points are.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm going to try to, you guys stole a lot of my thoughts, but I'm going to try to take it a couple different directions. I mean, no, he's not their, I don't want to say not their answer, but they're not done. Like that much I can tell you with authority. Like that it is not just that. Like they will continue to go after outfield help. They really covet a left-handed bat. I think you can get that in an outfielder. So, I mean, they are severely offensively deficient. I'm not breaking any news there. I think Jhostynxon addresses that in some ways. I mean, honestly, this is the type of player they should have in their system already. They're pitching heavy. They should have been able to develop this guy. I have no problem giving up Oviedo, ARB to the injury history and stuff that he's gone through already. I mean, this, if anything, opens the door. Maybe you spend a little bit money on a left-handed starter and kind of balance out your rotation a little bit. I don't know what it means for Mitch Keller. I don't know if they do either. But, I mean, this was the type of move they need to make. And honestly, guys, I mean, with the way their offseason trajectory has happened, I mean, everybody's mad. Then we're seeing, that they're going to go after it. They're going to be a little bit more aggressive or whatever. Not that this is the reason they made the move, but it doesn't hurt that they actually did something that's coherent and people can kind of latch onto it and see, okay, you're at least remotely serious here, I'll hear you out.
All right. Tyler, take us home.
Yeah, I think it's a fair trade. I think when you look at what they gave up and what they acquired, I think you can argue that that's a pretty good baseball trade. Where my concern lies here, and really not much. There we go. My phone went out there. But just looking at good.
Where your concern lies.
Yeah. My concern lies here. When you look at the 2026 Pittsburgh Pirates, does this move make them better? I don't know that it does. I would argue that it probably does not, because I don't think he's a guy that really moves the needle going into this year. And when I'm looking at this team, 2026 and 2027 are the years that they have to compete. These are the prime time. This is the prime time of Paul Skeets. Does he move the needle for me there? Not quite. I think it's a good move for the organization, but not quite something that is a win now type of move.
Got it. Back to you, Neil. Neil, you mentioned that, obviously the Pirates don't really have a very good track record of moves like this. So, do you have any confidence that this one's going to be any different?
So I have confidence because I think Garcia is just a really, really talented player. Like mentioned before, like the fact that he can play all three corners, all three outfield positions makes him extremely valuable, even if the bat doesn't come all the way there. But a lot of the concerns that I have, especially with the whiff rates and the contact rates, I think a lot of that is that the Red Sox kind of rushed him. Like he went from high A ball, I think, last year, all the way up to the majors. And he's still a young guy. And so I think I agree with Tyler that this isn't a 2026 move. This is a future move and beyond. So I do think that he has the power to be a good enough player given the time to develop in AAA this year. But the team does not have a track record of instilling confidence, right? So I think the deck is a little stacked against him just because he's in the Pirate system, but I do think the talent's there that he can muscle his way through.
Okay. Josh, I want to kind of ask you a little bit about what Tyler said. Because you talked about how, this is a good piece, but there's got to be something else that comes here. Do you think this trade makes the 2026 Pirates better?
I think it can, but I actually raised my eyebrows with my eyes closed when you said I was going to be at PNC in April and see him, because I don't know necessarily if I'll see him in April. One of the reasons why he wasn't in the majors in Boston is because he was blocked at all three positions. And when you're that young, you got to play. And so I think if they do go out and sign a DH and an outfielder still, it's probably in your best interest to start him out in AAA to play every day rather than to do something where he's up sitting the bench when you really, you're going to have other options in play probably. I'm going to just leave it there so I don't bring up somebody that might trigger some people in the chat. But there will be somebody to hold that spot for a while if that's what they wanted to do. I don't know. I think it still has the potential to. I think he's very close. I'll say that. Okay. And with power, swing and miss is going to happen. That's baseball today. I'm just not scared of that as much. I don't want a whole lineup of it though.
Yeah. Jason, you mentioned that they're definitely not done. They want left-handed hitters. They're going to go out there and get it. What do you see as just a realistic role for Garcia in 2026?
Yeah, to kind of build on what you guys were saying, it wouldn't shock me if he started in AAA and had to earn his way up here. Right now, you're going to go into the season, barring something else, with Brian Reynolds and O'Neal Cruz in the outfield, I would think. I don't see how you go another way. If you're going to add offense somewhere, you probably, add a DH. Maybe Reynolds goes there and you have an opportunity on another outfielder, I guess. But I look at him as somebody who probably starts the season in AAA, and if he's tearing the cover off the ball and somebody else isn't performing, he comes up, and then you figure it out positionally. I like this trade. I like it for them potentially in 2026, but that's why I said they're not done. This is not, a needle mover. It's a confidence builder, maybe. I would hope that the needle movers are coming down the road, but I think he's somebody who's going to pop in 2026. I'm just not necessarily looking at it for opening day. I think he's going to have a chance to do that.
Okay. And then Tyler, back to your question, back to your answer. You said that this isn't really a needle mover for you this year. What is it specifically that's keeping him from being that impact bat right now during this window? My God, fix your mic, bro.
I heard swing and miss stuff. That's what I heard.
Yeah. You sound like you're scratching your microphone right now. Goodness. No, it's not working. I think you're going to lose this round, Tyler. All right. Tyler loses. Tyler, maybe I'll just talk about what I think you were going to say, just real quick. I think Tyler's maybe a little bit concerned that there's a whiff rate that hovers around 35% in AAA, which is higher than O'Neal Cruz had in the major leagues last year. I think he's a little concerned about the 29% strikeout rate in AAA. Like I said, the numbers were good, but there's some underlying things here where he's definitely gotten better as he's progressed, but there's some red flags here. Is that what you're going to say, Tyler? Just shake your head, yes or no. I'm just putting you on mute. I'm muting you. All right. Next topic. Goodness gracious. Next topic. Next topic. Winter meetings is next week. It starts on Monday in Orlando. The whole entire baseball world is going to be down there. There is still, just an insane amount of chatter. I've never heard the Pirates being mentioned this much in any offseason in my entire life. So let's be Ben Cherington for next week. A lot of names out there being floated as being quote unquote available. Who is your number one trade target that you're going to acquire next week and why? Let's start with not Tyler. Let's start with Josh.
So I didn't get trade target when you sent this.
Yeah, sure. It's not a trade. Like whatever target.
Okay.
Your number one target.
I think number one, I think that they're going after Kyle Schwarber, and I don't think they'll get it done. But if I'm Ben Cherington, I'm allowed to be Ben Cherington here, right?
Yep. You're allowed to be Ben
think,
Cherington.
So I think absolutely I have to outbid Philadelphia and Cincinnati for Kyle Schwarber, whatever it is, 33, 35 million, whatever. Will Bob give Ben the money to do that?
Dang it, Bobby.
We doubt it, but the point is that's the guy you want to get. Obviously, like I said, I don't think it's happening. There's Polanco, which I have doubts of, and it just doesn't matter. There's not a lot of guys that are going to make as big of a splash as Kyle Schwarber. Bellinger, probably not going to happen. He's not going to sign till after Tucker signs anyway. You can't wait that long. I doubt he would even do it anyway. So it starts with Schwarber. After that, I don't know. There's a handful of guys you could go with, but I'm going to hold my ground. It's full stop, period. So until Schwarber's signed on another team, they have to keep going.
Full stop, period. Schwarber. Yeah. Neil, number one target at winter meetings.
I went the trade route this time, and I did try to make this realistic, where it fits the Pirates positionally and financially wise they can afford it. And for me, there's only really one option here, and that's Brandon Lau from the Rays. He's a rental second baseman, but as much as we all love Nick Gonzalez, he's not that great of a player. His defense, he's kind of mediocre across the board. And Brandon Lau is a left-handed second baseman, so already you're filling the position of need. And this guy has 30 home run power playing in a lefty power park in PNC, something that the Pirates just haven't been able to deal with. We were dead last in the league last year in home runs, and it wasn't close. And because he's a rental and he's only making $12 million, it's within your price range. And I don't think he would cost that much to get. The Rays are very particular in the type of guys that they want. So you could probably dangle them some fancy pitchers like a Xander Muth or a Levi Sterling to get this deal over the line. And there you go. You have your best power hitter. He's a solid defender, even though like the injuries have hampered him a little bit. And you can put this guy at cleanup every day in your lineup, and you're looking really, really good for coming into the season for the infield.
All right. I like Brandon Lau as well. Jason, who's your number one target next week?
You guys just took it. It was Lau. That's the left-handed power. So, all right, I'm going to go a different direction, though, and I'm going to completely contradict what I said prior about the left-handed power. If I'm the Pirates, I'm going after Eugenio Suarez. It's the opportunity for me to get a name. Schwarber is a name. It would, rock the Pirates world. It's not happening. Let's be realistic here. But you can look at the Eugenio Suarez projections, the fit, what they have available. I think the defense knocks the value down a little bit, maybe his age. This guy has been around. He would be a positive influence on the clubhouse. I don't care about the batting average. I care about the power. He gives me that. I know he doesn't hit from the left side, but I'm going to Eugenio Suarez, and I'm finding out what the AAV is for other teams, and I'm going to try to beat that. I still think that's a game the Pirates can win. They're not going to outbid anybody for Kyle Schwarber. You can try to convince Eugenio Suarez to come here and be a part of something. He's seen the Pirates. He's seen what it can look like if it's good. That would be my pick.
All right. Tyler, are you back?
Well, I'm through the
All right.
AirPods right now.
Okay, that works.
We had to mix it up there. Yeah.
Number one target,
And-
Tyler.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because of my microphone going out, I think I would have been next in line there, but Jason took my pick of Suarez.
I'm sorry.
And you know what, Jason? Great minds think alike. But I'll go ahead and pivot off of that. And I'll go with the guy that I've been talking about this entire offseason. I'm going back to Stephen Kwan, guys. I talked about having a guy that can fit in the outfield there. He's a corner guy. He's not going to cost a ton. We saw Taylor Ward go for Grayson Rodriguez. I know Grayson Rodriguez has more of the upside, but there's a lot of injury history there. I think the Pirates have enough depth there that they can get this done without giving up much that's really going to hurt them going forward. I know the bat didn't play as well last year, but you get a good defender. You get a guy that doesn't strike out a ton, can kind of kick the can down the order here. Just a pro's pro. That's my target since Jason stole mine.
All right. Well, at least we heard you that time. So at least you don't get like negative points.
Yeah. Oh, what a shame.
Josh, Schwarber's your clear-cut number one. I think he would be a lot of people's clear-cut number one. But you also don't think that you can convince Bob to spend. What would be your pitch to Bob Nutting to say, you know what, Bob, this one time, let's do this?
It sounds like they've already done that. The fact that they're in the news everywhere for just about everyone, even if it's not going to go that far, I mean, it still sounds like they've already at least convinced him to at least shop or look around, whatever the phrase was. I don't know. I really Suarez I like too. I wonder if it's too much of the swing and miss. And with that case, I think Tyler's pick of Kwan was good. The only thing about that is you're still missing the Suarez power, which they really need. But I do like the Kwan pick. I would rather have both of those guys than Lau. I don't know why. I don't see the point in upgrading a position when you still have holes in the lineup or on defense. I know that Nick Gonzalez might not be an all-star next year, but if you make that move, you still have the same amount of moves to make. And so unless you're going to put Lau at DH, which really he's about as good as Nick Gonzalez in the infield anyway. So maybe you do. Maybe he goes to DH and that does solve a problem. But it would be left-handed power. But I don't know. I like Kwan for that too. Left field at PNC Park. Corey Dickerson won a Gold Glove in left field, which means if Stephen Kwan's your left fielder, they're not even going to do the contest. They're just going to give him the Gold Glove because left field at PNC Park makes everyone look even better because it's about impossible to play. Metrics wise, right? Somebody said Pham last year was a good outfielder. That's how much it can make you look good in left field at PNC Park.
You love Tommy Pham.
Had to get something in there, Tim. I had to get something in there.
Neil, I like the bat that Brandon Lau brings. To Josh's point, there are other parts of this lineup that it seems like an upgrade would make a bigger impact than second base. So with the limited resources that you have, explain to me why, that by like just a slight increase at second base is kind of your main target there.
Well, my thing is that with how the offense is right now, if like you look at a projected opening day Pirates lineup, is that you can't be picky about where you're getting production from. And so even, any other 30 home run bat on the market's going to cost you well over $20 million a year. And you're getting one, at least for a year, for 11 to 12 million, which is just great value. And then, so if you think, okay, I upgrade second base and you can also fill in a DH, then you just shift Nick Gonzalez over the shortstop, frankly, where we don't really have that many options, or play him off the bench, or move him around. But the point being is that I would rather have a mediocre hitter at shortstop and a 30 power second baseman playing than going after even Stephen Kwan, where he's not going to hit for the power that you need. He's a good player, and I like him a lot, and I would trade for him in a heartbeat. But if we're trying to address left-handed power in this lineup, then there's no cheaper and better option than Brandon Lau. And so I think you get him and you work around it. Yeah.
Jason, you did mention Suarez's defense and his aging, and just the last 3 years, he's been hitting the ball. He's still doing that, but the defense, -3 defensive runs saved 3 years ago, -4 2 years ago, -6 last year. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Does it concern you at all that you'd be paying $20 million a year for essentially someone who could either be relegated to first base or DH?
No, not if he hits 40 plus home runs. Not if you give me the offense. I don't know if they would have to pay him that much either, Jim. I mean, that would be kind of my hope, that you can get away with this without paying $20 million. If the price tag is 20, it gives me a little bit of pause based on the age and defense. But if the price tag is reasonable, I don't care about the defense. It almost feels like a Moneyball thing to me. They can take a defensively deficient player and absorb that if you hit 30, 40 home runs. That their need is just that great. I don't worry so much about the age. I don't worry so much about the batting average. I want the power. It gets to the point, if we're climbing up to 20 million, it worries me a little bit. But if I can get it done for 15, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Tyler, Stephen Kwan, all the things you mentioned, he's really good at. He puts the ball in play. He doesn't strike out. He plays excellent defense. But the one thing this team is severely lacking is power, and he doesn't really solve that in any way. So how are you using your resources to get Kwan, and you're really not addressing this team's lack of power?
So I think when you're looking at this team going into 2026, and you look at the way Donnie Kelly managed them going down the stretch, he played a very scrappy, aggressive brand of baseball, and I think Stephen Kwan fits that. Do you need the power? Yeah, it would be great to have, and I think you can address that in other ways, maybe in the DH role if you don't bring Kutch back. There are other spots you can bring the power in. A guy that strikes out less than 10% of the time, you don't need that sacrifice bunt anymore. We don't need a guy in the lineup that's just going to – we don't need to pinch hit somebody for Stephen Kwan. He's going to put the ball in play and move runners. He kicks the can down the road, plays great defense. It's just good baseball, and I think that's what Don Kelly wants to do.
All right. Well, that's it for today. You know what? We actually kept this to 30 minutes. Wow. For the first time ever. You guys
have my mic issues.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and maybe that has to do with Tyler wasn't able to talk a lot, but that was really good conversation. We got it condensed into a really solid 30 minutes. So that was awesome. If you're watching this right now, there is a poll up for you. Vote in that poll. whose answers did you like the best? Did you like Tyler's answers? Did you like Josh's answers? Did you like Neil's? Did you like Jason's? While you're voting, I'm going to give everybody just a quick 15 seconds. Hey, why should they vote for you? Josh.
Oh, geez. You don't have to. I don't vote for Jim. Maybe he can get his Twitter account back.
You can't vote for me. Can't vote for me. Jason, why should they vote for you?
Because I'm going to be so sad if you don't vote for me. I'm just too soft, and I can't handle it, and I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
There you go. Neil, why should they vote for you?
Because I'm right, and I've never had a bad take in my life. That's
right.
And Tyler, you can say whatever you want. There's no way you're winning, but go ahead and try.
Because Neil thought that Derek Shelton was a good manager and Denardo didn't win, so I should win over him. Last week, Denardo didn't win.
They were talking about in the chat earlier that there was how many times is Neil going to mention Derek Shelton? And so I've mentioned the manager 0 times. So Tyler's bringing this on me.
Guys, if you vote for Josh or Jason, great pick.
I was also not late, by the way. Somebody in there said we were late because of me. It was
That's
Jim.
true. I was the reason we were late. I'll take that.
We were all on time.
I know. We were
Everyone was on
Instagram.
time. We were ready to start on time, and it was my fault. I'll take full responsibility for that. But you can't vote for me anyway, so you know what? I don't care. So
Maybe because I'm rocking the Harleen Garcia ball. That's
Garcia
it right there.
Oh, that's gonna push you over the edge. I'm gonna give everybody 30 more seconds to vote. But while you're doing that, again, like the video, subscribe to the page if you haven't. Also, check out all these guys' work. Obviously, you can check out Tyler and Neil on North Shore 9. But Josh, Bridge to Buctober podcast. Make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast. Bunch of awesome content over there. And then also Jason, you can find Jason everywhere. He's the beat writer for the Pirates. He's the beat writer for the Penguins at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. He's on the Post-Gazette YouTube channel, podcast, 93.7 The Fan. Jason, you need a break. You need a break, buddy.
I wouldn't mind one of those, Jim. We'll get there, though. We'll get there.
All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to close the votes right now. So we're going to end the poll. And you know what? This was probably our biggest runaway victory here. But with 65% of the votes, Josh Booth from Bridge to Buctober. Congratulations.
Dang it, Bobby.
There you go.
That would have been
Victory speech, Josh.
Oh, victory speech. They're not getting Kyle Schwarber. I just, I'm going to hold them accountable to what they say. So that's my victory speech. I don't know. This was a great time. I love this idea, this show. It's a lot of fun to be on here. I think this is my 3rd time on here. So maybe the first time I won, though.
Yeah.
It tells you how great the wins are that I think it's the first time I've won.
Yeah.
It's
definitely you'd remember. Everyone remembers.
I would. You're right. I probably would.
points,
It's like
victory.
you forget it when you lose, but yeah, you'd remember.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna have a shirt made though for your guys' next tailgate. I'm just gonna wear a shirt that says the point winner.
December 5th, 2025 point.
Everybody's a winner on the point.
Yeah.
Or the
Yes,
oint.
we're all winners.
The
We're all
oint.
Yeah.
except Tyler, who I don't know. Tyler, that was a rough showing, buddy.
I had great
Your
answers.
equipment,
My mic
your
just didn't-
equipment didn't work.
Did I buy the equipment? No.
Anyways, that's all we got here. Again, you were watching North Shore 9 presented by FanDuel. This was the point. We're going to do this every other Friday during the off season. So, just stay tuned. Next Friday should be Sicko Sound Off. Denardo and I is going to be at winter meetings with you, Jason, next week, right? You're going to be down there?
Yep, I'll be there.
Yep.
See you on Monday.
We'll see you down there. Tons and tons of content coming your way from Orlando and the winter meeting. So, tune in, and we will see you all later. Have a good weekend, everybody. All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.